Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ray. Today we will be looking at your detailed tarot predictions for the rest of the year 2023. So let's get started. Okay, Scorpio, starting off the year in January in 2023 with this energy of the Nine of Wands. I feel like a lot of you have your walls up right now, Scorpio. This could be another person that you're dealing with, so take it how it resonates. But it kind of feels like somebody, whether you or them, is in the middle of a healing phase right now, and that's why this person has their guard up. It kind of feels like you're in the last stretch of the cycle here and you're almost ready to drop that burden, but it feels like you're still hesitating. There might be a fear of vulnerability involved here, a fear of opening up because then you can get hurt, a fear of being hurt because you've been hurt before. But the Nine of Wands is also about perseverance, okay? Because instead of thinking about these nine wands as wounds, think of them as life lessons. You know, all of these wands taught you something. Everything that you've experienced has made you the person that you are today. The Nine of Wands is also about perseverance because it's about pushing forward from the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands so that you can drop that burden and have a new beginning. In February, you have this judgment card. Some of you could have a past person coming back around at the beginning of the year, Scorpio, and it might feel awkward or intense. I'm not necessarily seeing you focused on the past this year because with endings come new beginnings, and we do have a lot of new beginnings cards here in the second half of your year, and I'll get to that in a minute. But for it feels like for most of you, this past person might be coming back around as a test, especially with that Nine of Wands energy there, with the energy that you're entering into the new year with. It kind of feels like the universe is going to bring this person back your way to see if you've really learned the lesson and moved on. Some of you may have thought that this past person was your soulmates, but again, we have new energies in the second half of the year for you, Scorpio. I feel like this card is actually to tell you that this past person, is not your soulmate. There is another person for you out there. And if you can learn to close that door from the past, to kind of just let bygones be bygones and let go of the past and move forward, then that soulmate is connection is going to come in for you. But it feels like, especially with that Nine of Wands there being about perseverance and wisdom, you've been doing a lot of reflection lately, Scorpio, especially that energy at the beginning of the year for you. It feels like you're really trying to focus on yourself right now and learning as you grow and heal through this phase. For some of you, it might not literally be a past person coming back around. Again, if you're in the middle of a healing phase right now, you could just be going through a period of healing where you're still trying to move on from the past, letting go of past situations, or some of you might be having like specific trigger moments this year that remind you of your past. Starting in the spring, in March, you have this sun card. Okay, you do have sunnier days ahead of you, Scorpio. It looks like the beginning of the year is a little bit heavier for you as you're moving through this past energy. But we do have the sun card here starting in the spring. I feel like things are going to look up for you. Okay, again, it feels like you need to shift your focus to positive vibes. Okay, letting go of the past so that you can focus on your future. And again, for some of you, we have a lot of new beginnings here as well. The sun card can also indicate some sort of new commitment coming your way. So again, I feel like you need to stay optimistic right now. You're not going to be in this painful period forever. In the spring and April, you have this Two of Pentacles here. Some of you could be shifting your focus to trying to maintain that inner sense of balance, especially if you're starting off the year in like a healing period. Some of you might be keeping yourselves busy, distracting yourselves with work, focusing on your career and finances in the spring so that you can kind of get back on your feet and get that focus back, managing daily affairs, and also trying to manage different priorities. Again, especially if you're in a healing phase right now, Scorpio, making your own emotional needs a priority so that you can get your inner sense of balance back. With this make the effort card here, in terms of dating, especially if you're single right now, or even if you're already in a solid connection, again, it kind of feels like you need to get that balance back in your relationships. Learning how to make the effort not only for yourself in terms of self care, but making the effort for the other person so that the connection is more balanced. If you're single and you're like dating multiple people at the beginning of the year, again, some of you could also be juggling multiple people right now if you're single. Some of you might have a decision to make in April about who you want to be investing your time and your effort into in terms of more long-term stable commitment. In May, you have the Six of Wands. Some of you I'm potentially hearing in the spring. Again, for some of you in May, could have some sort of promotion or financial increase coming your way. But there's a sense of confidence that comes with the Six of Wands. It kind of feels like towards the spring, you've reached a sense of acceptance, especially if you're in the middle of a healing phase right now. It feels like you're feeling more confident, you're feeling more successful. Like I said with this Sun card here, the beginning energies in the year for you feel heavier, Scorpio, but it's not going to last forever, okay? You can push through the pain and get to the other side. It kind of feels like I'm hearing there's a light at the end of the tunnel, right? Because when you get to the spring, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to feel more confident. You're going to start to feel more successful. Potentially, that could be literal for some of you in your career and finances. You're going to start to see the results that you wanted, and everything that you've been working so hard for is going to come to fruition, because this is also a success card, getting the acknowledgement and the validation that you've been looking for, winning, coming out on top. I'm also hearing for those of you who are single, in terms of dating, you might have a lot of options available to you in the spring with all these Six Wands here. The Six of Wands character is somebody who is very confident, so they attract a lot of attention. Some of you might have multiple options. In the middle of the year, starting in the summer in June, you have the Hanged Man. It's actually called the Hanged Woman in this deck, but again, male, female, take it how it resonates. You also have this attraction card here. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. For those of you who are looking for more of a relationship reading, you want to know what your relationships are going to look like in 2023. If you're single, I feel like this is an advice card. Especially if you're feeling like you're kind of stuck or stagnant at the start of the summer, you might feel like you've kind of reached a period where everything stops or where things are not moving forward the way they were in the spring. Some of you are getting bored, especially if you have multiple options. Okay, I'm hearing this as an advice card. You need to remember to enjoy the moment fully. Stay focused on those positive vibes with that Sun card. Staying optimistic will help you attract more positivity to you. Some of you might be practicing like the law of manifestation in 2023, even if you're not doing it consciously. Like it might just be something that you're doing naturally, attracting positivity to you the more you learn to enjoy yourself and stay in the moment. Some of you could also have some sort of conflict coming up with another person in June, because the Hanged Man can also be about sacrifice. And again, I'm hearing with that Two of Pentacles, for those of you who are already in a stable connection, or for those of you who are single and you're attracting a new connection, there's always going to be bumps in the road, right? That doesn't mean that the relationship is over. Sometimes you need to sacrifice yourself for the other person, and that's okay as long as they're willing to do the same thing for you. The Hanged Man card is also about compromise. It's about patience. As long as the two of you keep growing and healing and learning together, conflict is how the two of you realize if you're compatible. How do you deal with those conflicts? In July, you have this Ace of Swords here. And before I forget, we have 3 ones in this reading, okay? We have the Ace of Swords, we have the Ace of Wands here at the end of the year as well, and we also have this Magician card, card number 1 in the Major Arcana. So we have 3 new beginning cards for you this year, Scorpio, in 2023, and they're all in the second half of the year. So whatever this new beginning is coming your way, or this new opportunity, again, with that soulmate card, it could be a new person for some of you. I feel like most of you are going to attract this opportunity or this person in the second half of the year. If you're already in a stable connection, this could just be like a new cycle between the two of you, a relationship renewal. But with this Ace of Swords here, it kind of feels like in the middle of the year, in the summer, you're kind of having a breakthrough. Some of you are reaching clarity as well, especially if you've been dealing with a lot of past energies. It feels like some of you are kind of having that aha moment, that epiphany where you're realizing what it is that you needed to learn from the past in order to help you become a better person. I'm also hearing like speaking your inner truth, or if you suspected that a past person was keeping something from you, it feels like you're finding out the truth about the situation, and it's like those were the answers that you needed to hear. I feel like this Ace of Swords is kind of bringing a sense of closure so that you can cut off toxic situations from the past that are no longer serving you and focus on a new beginning, focus on the future, and move on and move forward. In August, you have this Seven of Cups. We have this finances and career card here. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. For some of you, that could be literal, especially if your main goal this year is to focus on improving your finances and career or your education if you're still a student or you're thinking of going back to school or even like providing for your family if that message resonates with you, focusing on your home life and trying to find that work life balance. I feel like for a lot of you, you have multiple options coming your way. This could be new ideas, these could be new projects, new job opportunities in general. Some of you might feel like with that Two of Pentacles in the spring, you're struggling to find that balance between your work life and your home life. Remember to make your own physical and mental health always a priority, okay? Don't burn yourself out. But it kind of feels like in the summer, I'm getting this very scattered energy. Some of you might even feel like things start to pick up speed to the point where you don't even know if you're too busy to be in a relationship right now, to be in something more stable or committed. It's not a priority. I feel like for some of you, especially if you're single in the summer, you're just gonna like keep your options open. You want something more casual. Some of you could have multiple options again. In the start of the fall, you have this Magician card here, and particularly in September for some of you, Scorpio, I'm hearing this is all about being inventive. You know, the Magician knows how to manifest their true potential. And again, for some of you, that could be in finances and career. If that's your main focus this year, you know how to get shit done. You know how to attract the tools that you need to get the job done or to manifest what it is that you want for yourself. And I keep coming back to that attraction card because it feels like a lot of you are practicing manifestation in 2023 and you don't even realize it because you are in this powerful magician energy. And you could be manifesting new opportunities your way or new people. In October and November, you have the Moon card here and the Five of Cups. And I'm reading these two cards together because both of these are deception cards, Scorpio. In the fall, I'm seeing some potential deception around you. I don't think it's your energy. I think it's a person that you're dealing with. For some of you, this could be your own energy, especially if you're diving deep this year in terms of thinking about the past, diving deep into your shadow self, into your subconscious to resolve your inner issues, especially if there are things about yourself that you know that you need to fix. But for most of you in the fall, it feels like there's something that's disappointing you here with this Five of Cups. And for some of you, it could involve some sort of deception. This might be somebody that you're working with, or potentially a new connection that you're manifesting towards yourself. Or again, you could just be dealing with past energies resurfacing in a new connection. And it feels like more a fear of the past getting in the way of the new connection. Does that make sense? Because it feels like with this Moon card and this Five of Cups here, any deception that you've encountered in the past is kind of resurfacing, like old wounds that you thought you had gotten over that are kind of opening up again. And that's okay, that happens sometimes. Like I said, let the new connection emotionally trigger you. Okay, you're never going to have a relationship that has no arguments or no conflict at all, but the way that you handle those conflicts together are going to teach you how to grow. At the end of the year in December, we have this Ace of Wands. Again, I want to point out that we have two aces here. Both of them are in the second half of the year. For some of you, I'm seeing you can make potential headway in your career and finances and your personal relationships, okay? I feel like if this is a new idea, it's going to be something that you're very passionate about with this fiery Ace of Wands energy. If this is a new person, I'm seeing potential here for like connection on an intellectual level and a physical level. Like you might be very sexually attracted to this person with that fiery Ace of Wands. There might be a lot of passion in this relationship, but also with this communication card here with the Ace of Swords, it feels like the two of you understand each other. You might have a lot in common with this person. Again, if you're already in a stable connection, this could just be a new beginning between the two of you, going through new cycles together in the year. But again, I'm hearing this word potential with this Magician card here and the Ace of Wands. Clarifying the moon is the Ten of Pentacles. Some of you could be experiencing mental health issues, okay? Especially if you are diving into your mental health right now, trying to dive deep into your subconscious. Remember that you do have a community of people around you that are willing to support you. I'm hearing that for some of you, okay? Prioritizing your relationships this year, especially if your main focus is on your career and finances. Make sure that you're still making your relationships, your physical and mental health a priority so that you're not burning yourself out. Okay, there are people around you that support you, your family, your friends, your partner if you have one. I'm also seeing for a lot of you, this is general work stress. You're trying to kind of picture a legacy for yourself in the fall, Scorpio, and this might be your main focus for the year, okay? You might have your eye on the prize in terms of how can I achieve the 10 of Pentacles? How can I get the life that I've always wanted for myself? And I'm almost seeing this mental image of you in my mind like in front of a vision board and trying to like connect the dots and plan everything out. And it might feel very confusing with this moon card here, especially if there is some sort of deceptive energy in your career and finances that you feel like is holding you back from reaching your true potential. Some of you could be dealing with a micromanager or difficult coworkers or just a general toxic work environment that you feel like is holding you back in some way or inhibiting your progress. I'm also hearing, as a small side message for some of you, a lot, especially with this Six of Wands here, a lot of you are going to see like a very surprising increase in your wealth this year. And it might come in so quickly and so unexpectedly for some of you that you're questioning it with this moon card. Like it's going to feel like this is too good to be true. In terms of personal connections, I'm also seeing, especially if you're in a stable relationship already, or even if you're manifesting a new person, this relationship might get serious enough this year to the point where the two of you are trying to figure out how to plan a future together. And some of you could even be arguing about money with your person this year. But I do feel like with this Sun card here, this Ace of Swords, this Ace of Wands, for those of you who are attracting a new person, a new soulmate connection, there is a lot of potential for this to become something more committed and long term. But I feel like with this moon card here, there's just a lot of self doubt and negative self talk getting in the way, or again, a fear of the past. Clarifying the Five of Cups is the Eight of Pentacles. Again, I want to say with this Ace of Wands here and this Eight of Pentacles now as well, some of you could be getting a new job towards the end of the year, like an entirely new opportunity, and it's changing your wealth, your career, and your finances with that Ten of Pentacles there as well. But with this Five of Cups here, it almost feels like some of you are, again, letting self-doubt get in the way of you achieving your results, especially if you're like disappointed in your craftsmanship. I'm hearing like some of you are questioning, I'm hearing imposter syndrome for some of you, questioning whether or not, like, do I even deserve to be here? Do I have the ability to do this? Or it's like whenever you achieve something, it feels like there's this negative voice in your head that tells you that it's not good enough, or I could have done better. Like some of you are being very self critical this year of yourselves, Scorpio, especially in your career and finances. But again, that all comes down to perspective. You know, some of you just need to put more grit and hustle into it in order to make sure that you're feeling more satisfied with the work that you're doing and that it's actually emotionally fulfilling for you. And for some of you, again, that's a fear of money getting in the way and like messing with the way that you look at your work. Does that make sense? Like if you're constantly worried about money, then some of you might end up only focusing on the financial part of your career and not actually enjoying it. Some of you are also feeling like you're continually experiencing like setbacks and obstacles in achieving your goals. Like you're trying to focus on the hustle life, but it's like certain things or certain people keep holding you back from just kind of like revving forward. But again, there's nothing wrong with taking things one step at a time and moving a little bit more slowly. That doesn't mean that you're not making any progress at all. In terms of personal relationships, again, I'm seeing with the new person or with your current partner, if you're just going through a new cycle together, this is something that can be worked on. I'm not necessarily seeing like a breakup or a split here with this person in 2023. I just feel like a lot of you have communication to do, especially if there's a fear of the past getting in the way here or somebody's been hurt before. This is something that the two of you can build on if you're both willing to put in the work. Overall, Scorpio, I feel like this is actually going to be a pretty good year for you. Really, the only bumps in the road that I'm seeing are in the fall for you, in the autumn, with this moon card in October and the Five of Cups in November. But other than that, I feel like you're going to have a good year if you focus on taking that advice from the attraction card and trying to stay positive and stay in that positive vibe to manifest your true potential. Okay, Scorpios, I feel like those were the messages that you needed to hear for the rest of the year 2023. You can comment down below or like this video to let me know if any of these messages resonate. If you want to never miss a tarot prediction from me, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on those bell notifications so that you're notified every time I post another tarot reading for you. You can follow me on all my socials if you want to. I post weekly messages on Facebook and Twitter, and I like to post cute little random pick-a-card readings on Instagram. So if you're interested in any of that, the links will be in the description box below, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye!